I've been learning 30 words a day in German for about 2 months now. In total, I've learned 1,100. If you like put that in a calculator, you'll see that I haven't really learned 30 a day, but I've been using this kind of method for 2 months now, and I've slowly upped it to 30 words a day. And I did that by using these Japanese vocab books, tangocho. And they're really good. So they have like 500 words each, and then you just do like a couple of words a day. I want to like explain my method and explain my background in German and like why I'm doing it this way and stuff. So first I'll like talk about my history learning German. I started like a year and a half ago, I think, maybe a year. And I started... Yo, I didn't even pause it. Hang on. What the fuck? And originally I was using the FSI textbooks. Okay. With a friend, and we did like immersion and like mock conversation and stuff for a while, but it wasn't really working. Like I couldn't understand or say anything. I've switched to this method. I think I've always been like a kind of rote memorization type person, and that's pretty much how I learned Japanese. I decided to do the same thing for German. This video is going to be based on an Instagram post I made where I explained how I learnt the words. This is like the first book in a 3-book series called Kikutan, which means like listening vocab. So the idea is that you listen to like a CD recording, and it like has this kind of chanty song, and it was so stupid I couldn't like listen to it. It was if they had a word that was like 4 syllables, they would have to keep it in the same amount of syllables that the Japanese word was in, and most Japanese words are not 4 syllables. I don't know if I'm allowed to show the actual audio. Let me just give me... Das Klavier. Piano. Das Klavier. Okay, that doesn't even have the syllable issue that I was talking about, so I don't know what I'm on about. Okay. Das Krankenhaus. Bjorn, das Krankenhaus. It's just stupid, so I couldn't listen to it. I haven't studied German pronunciation, I'm just saying what I think it would sound like. Because with Japanese, I never really studied pronunciation, it just like fixed itself eventually. I'm not gonna put too much effort into it with this, to be honest. I'm just gonna put the pictures up. Cut that part out. How I memorized 450 words. It's not 450 words. I counted it properly and it's like 550, but it doesn't matter, it's the same thing. I've always wanted to use these. I have 7 and I finished 3. The reason I like this series, like it says, is that it's just a list of words, like there's really nothing else. They have like some tables of grammar. Even then, it's just like, here are all the pronouns. They don't explain what a pronoun is or anything, which is good because I know what it is. I guess it's like a Japanese learning philosophy. Here are the words, and we know you're gonna study a bunch. It's also the reason why I like kind of older textbooks, because they don't like baby you, they just say, look, here are the vocab, here's the grammar. We're not gonna bother to explain any of these grammar terms because we assume you already learnt Latin in high school, which I did. No, I didn't, but I learnt Latin. I'm the target audience of those books. Does this sound like really pretentious and annoying? I don't know how to make a YouTube video. Okay, each page has 8 words. These are the words, and then the definition, example sentences. The thing about this is that underneath all of the noun definitions, they write, if there's an irregular plural, they write the plural under it. So even if you cover the German, you can, it still says it underneath the definition, so you can't like practice it in the opposite direction. So I just I do this stupid thing. I like blur my vision so that I can only see the definition. I kind of just like ignored it, but that's a design oversight that I wish they would fix. Like when I started, I was not planning to finish it. I was like, why the fuck did I buy this? I'm like barely even learning German. And I have so many like language books that I never touched, so why the fuck did I buy this? I started doing it, it was really fun and easy, so I just like kept going. I started out just doing however many pages I wanted to a day. I would review however many pages I felt like I needed to review. I actually don't know, like I think I was doing like 2 or 3 pages a day for a while, and then maybe I would do like 3 or 4 days a week I would learn that. Sort of like halfway through I was like, oh, I'm kind of actually gonna finish this. I increased the amount, or like started doing it more regularly. So yeah, that was probably like 3 weeks that I was just doing whatever I felt like, and then the last 3 weeks I kind of actually developed a method. This is my German notebook. So what I would do first is write the word and then the definition of it. There's no real reason that I did this, and I never look at it, so I think it's just like, sometimes I'm studying in a cafe, you know, and you can't like read it out loud. If I'm like at home, I'll just read the word out loud and then remember it that way rather than taking notes on it. Once I've written all the notes, this page, and cover it with a red sheet, and I try and like remember all the meanings. Just go over the page again and again until I get the meanings right. I will like fold the page over so that you can't see the German, and I will look at the definition and try to write the German spelling. I put that in like the back half of the notebook, so you can see that's all like filled in with me spelling the German. I keep rewriting it until I get them all right. Do the same thing for the next page, so I like write the notes again, do the English meaning, and then do the German spelling. Depending on how easy the words are, like if they happen to seem like the English versions of the word, then it takes about 30 minutes to do that. Or if they're all like kind of really hard, or like the worst ones are when they all have this, it's like verbs and they all have the same prefix or something. Maybe a really hard one would take an hour or so. So that's the learning, and then after that, how do I even phrase this? Every time I have like a study session, I will revise the past 3 days worth of words, and I revise by just writing out the German, then marking the ones that I get wrong. I'll like go back over all the ones that have marks on them, do them again, and I go over the ones that have marks even if the mark is from like another day where I got it wrong, but I got it right this time, but I'll still go over it because obviously it's like one I struggle with. Then I do that until I get all the marked ones right. Like out of 8 words, it's usually like 1 or 2, and I don't review the English meanings. Just there's no reason for that, I just don't do it. In the next slide, yeah, they have like all these extra grammar sections here. They have like all the like stuff with pictures on it, which makes it like you can't, even if you use this red paper thing, like you can still see the picture of the thing that the word is for, so that doesn't help. So I wrote them out on some loose leaf like this. So these are all like the extra words, and this like loose leaf has 24 lines just randomly, and then that's the same amount of words I learn a day, so that's good. And then I just do the same shit, like I fold it over like this, and then yeah, so I did that until I finished the book. Then I had one like big revision day. I wouldn't necessarily do this every time, like I kind of got it in my head now that I have to do that, but it makes me like put it off, so there's no reason why you have to do this. Ideally you would revise a bit every day, but I did it all in one day. What did I do? First I went through all of the like the spelling, so I did the English to German first and like wrote them all out. The ones that I got wrong in like that special review day, I just marked off all the ones that I got the spelling wrong, and then I did the German to English, and I don't write them out or anything. I just like look at it and try and remember what if it's not English, whatever the Japanese definition is. I made that fun by like, there's this massage chair at Musashi Sakai. There's like a department store there, so it's like 100 yen, and I just sat in the massage chair for like an hour and did all the definitions, so that's how I did that. I like counted all the rates and stuff, so you can see on the slide. Nouns were okay, verbs were the worst, adjectives were fine, and then all the like the weird prepositions and stuff are kind of close to English, so I got a high rate for that. Verbs obviously brought me down a lot. I don't know why, I think they're just like more vague. And I didn't actually put my like German to English rate on here, I don't think. I don't know what it was. I can go look it up and then I'll put it on the screen here. So there you go. I think it was like kind of the same, like 80% or something like that. I didn't practice that, like I didn't test the German to English, I only did English to German, so I was kind of like happy like I didn't revise it at all, and then I can kind of just remember it because I did it the other way around. And it's also good considering I didn't like go back and review any of the stuff at the start of the book. By the time I reached the end, I just did it from the start again. Okay, so then of all the words that I had marked off, I wrote this list. I think it's 96 words. This again, I was like, the amount of words that I got wrong perfectly corresponded to how many lines, like there was 96 words I got wrong, and then 96 lines on this, so that was fucking perfect, whatever. So I'm like revising that now. Ideally, I'll go over the book again, and hopefully the rate goes up, and then the Japanese philosophy, my voice is crazy, bro. I'll say that shit. Okay, my voice is crazy. I need water, where's my water? Yeah, I can't be bothered getting water, so we'll just hurry up. What am I saying? Like, the Japanese philosophy of these books is you go through them like 10 times until it's perfect, and they do that with all their English vocab books. So I'll just like go over it and over it until I get 100. Eventually, I guess. I don't really care if I get a word wrong. Like, if at the end of 3 days I'm like it's got a mark on it and I keep getting it wrong, it's like I'm not gonna put extra effort into learning that. I'm just gonna leave it and do it later, because it's just not worth the effort to keep going back to them. Like, I don't really have a system for that. I got really bad results on the verbs, but now I have this list of like all the hard verbs. Like, you learn them better as a result of having forgotten them, because now there's only a couple of them and they're in a list, and then you learn that instead of, you know, having them be mixed among a bunch of other easy words. I don't know. So it just like, if you just go through the process of like marking the ones you did wrong, learning those, marking the ones you did wrong, learning those, like eventually you won't have any words that you get wrong. Like, I don't really care if I forget something or if I don't have good accuracy. And if it's like enough of a problem, like if that is preventing you from learning anything, then you're probably learning words that are too hard, because that should be like 1 in 10 of them or something. Yeah, so next, there's 3 books total in this series, and I've already finished the second one. I was gonna make like a post for each book, or like a video for each book, but I don't really have anything to say about the second book because I just did the same thing. But I'll just like talk about the rates I got and whether they go down or up or whatever. Yeah, these two are both like 500 words. Like, I haven't gone back to the start and revised this one, but I finished the doing 30 a day thing. I'm sort of like doing an experiment. My opinion is that vocab is like the most important part, because I like basically memorized like 8,000 words in Japanese, and now I'm fluent in Japanese. French, I just did Anki, the meanings of like 4,000 words, and now I can kind of pretty much read anything, I guess depending on the genre, but like, it's kind of just like a cheat code. Like, you just, it's kind of boring, but you memorize a bunch of words and then you can understand all the words. Like, it just like seems really obvious. By the end of the 3rd book, that's like A2 or something. The reason I like doing it this way, brute force method, is I just think if you're trying to be really precise, I'm kind of arguing against something that doesn't exist. Like, it's not like there's, maybe there is, I don't know, like groups of people that say, oh, maybe I'm learning 5 words a day. I mean, I'm sure, I feel like that's a thing, but people are like, you know, it's okay, take it at your own pace, just learn 5 words a day. I just think it's like, obviously you're gonna forget them, some of them. And even if you didn't forget any and you perfectly learnt 5 words a day, we'll take the numbers in this slide, okay? So even if you do perfectly learn the 10 words and you never forget them because you spent so much time on them, the person who's learning 25 and then like forgetting a bunch of them still has like more words that they know in the end. And also, like, the way you learn words, and even after you like revise it a bunch of times on Anki or whatever, like, when you've got like a word in the mastered part of Anki, you can't use that yet. So the point of Anki, in my opinion, is not to become perfectly fluent, but to like put all of the words in your brain so that immersion is easier and like learning grammar is easier. It like sets you up for learning through immersion. I think I wrote that. Yeah, like, it just increases your awareness. Like, if you see a word in a book, you're like, oh yeah, that's that word that I learned, even if you can't like produce it yourself. So rather than having to like learn it, like if you're doing pure immersion, it would take like 15 times. It would just take a long time, right? Whereas if you kind of like prime yourself with just kind of half knowing a bunch of words off Anki, then like it's just easier. Okay, cool. I probably should have shut the window. The last thing I have written to talk about is like, what would I do if I didn't have these books? So I think it's not even like worth talking about. You just find like, you know, for Japanese, N5 word list, and then, you know, any language, there'll be online like some 1,000 most frequent words list or something like that. So like a little book like this, you know, break it into 8 words a day or 10 words a day or whatever you want to do. I feel like a little book is better because you actually feel like you're getting somewhere. Even if you're learning like 50 words a day, you'd still be like, oh, I haven't got anywhere through this book. Whereas, I don't know, if you go through like 4 little books, but you're learning 10 words a day, I don't know, wouldn't you just be happier? You're like, oh, I finished a bunch of little books. Like, if I had finished one book that had 1,000 words in German, I would not be as happy as I am for having finished these 2 books. Because, like, the Chinese ones, you probably can't see the difference, but the Chinese ones are like that! And it's just not as satisfying. Like, I would rather this be broken into like 4 ones, and like my Goodreads would go up by 4, so what was I talking about? Like, yeah, you could just make your own version of this and learn it that way. Have I ever done that? No, like, not really, but that's what I would do. So there you go. That's I think that's everything I have to talk about. Bye!